So yeah, I am so excited about getting this video put together. It's gonna be really, really cool. Anyways, before we jump into that, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us on It's Covered, the insurance podcast. Because if you think insurance is boring, then you are doing it wrong. I am one of your hosts, Paul.
I'm Melvin, DJ Melly Mel.
So, oh goodness. So what we were talking about is I was out at a body shop and taking some video, and it turned out to be, I mean, this is not the first time I've been to a body shop and seen how body repair goes, but every time I go, I learn something new. And so, I'm putting together this video, and it's coming along so well. And I'm hoping to have this wrapped up here in the next, actually by the time this episode comes out, I'm hoping that it's going to be done. For those of you who don't know, we have a kind of a series of video training called PACT, or the Premier Agency Claim Training. And what this thing is it's trying to help the agency service claims better, because and Mel, you've run across this a lot. A lot of agents just really don't have the foggiest clue that they can have an effect on claims.
True. I do run across it a lot, and I think, the video that you shot just really shines a light on that, about how much knowledge that we can share with a customer to ease their mind and really improve any type of rating that they give the agency or your company.
Right. Yeah. And well, yeah, I mean, exactly. You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's been said 100 times before, but what we're selling as insurance is a little piece of paper and a promise. And so many agents just really don't feel knowledgeable enough or competent enough when it comes to claims. And so the point of this course is to help agents understand claims better, understand coverages better, protect themselves against E&O, and improve their the customer satisfaction when it comes to claims, therefore retaining the customers longer and ultimately making more money off of them. And a lot of that has to do with really being able to walk the customer through a claim and to explain how all of this is gonna flow together. And there's a lot of times when a customer is going to think there's a problem when there's really not one. And just by explaining it to the customer a little bit, it actually normally just clears up the problem completely. And all of a sudden, customer satisfaction has returned to where it is. And so much of that satisfaction has to do, when it comes to car accidents, has to do with the car repair. And I've said it 100 times. Most people, their experience with car repair is mechanical work. And mechanical work can be taken care of really quickly. Normally you take the car into the shop in the morning. They'll have it to you in the late afternoon. Maybe if it's really bad, if the parts are getting there slow, maybe they have it the next day. I'm not sure I've ever had a mechanical problem that lasted much longer than that. But when it comes to
just delivery time, probably delivery time of a part or something like that.
Right.
That's
yeah.
The only time it really goes longer.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you have a really, really specialized, vehicle that it takes forever to get the parts in or something. Maybe you've experienced longer. But when it comes to body work takes a long, long time. And customers are not prepared for that. And they're very, a lot of times they don't understand why. And so this is the thing that I was just super fascinated with when I was going to a body shop. And the whole point of this is, look, for you agents out there, you need to take some time, and you need to make an appointment to get a tour of a body shop. First of all, you should be developing some good relationships with those guys anyway. But you need to go down there and have somebody show you around so you can see it. Because you are going to learn more in that hour than you have in a long time. And I'm going to say this for an adjuster too, because, and Mel, you and I both started out in the personal injury protection, the medical payments department. And so we were dealing with injuries, and we didn't have, up front, we didn't have a lot of training when it came to the vehicles and the vehicle repairs.
Right.
And so a lot of times, like as an adjuster, when I was judging the severity of an accident based on the cost of repairs to the vehicle, when really that number sometimes just means how new the car is, or how hard it is to get the parts.
You're absolutely right. It's like my knowledge of body shops, comes from what people tell me or give me advice. And so after an accident, if the information isn't coming from the agency, it's probably coming from friends that know less than the customer does to begin with.
Yeah. Well, this is a little bit embarrassing. So we suddenly lost our connection to one another, and so Mel has fallen out of the conversation. And I'm sure he had fascinating things to add, which is kind of disappointing. I wanted to hear him, but that being said, we did want to kind of wrap this up. The point I was trying to make is, like, adjusters, if you have not. I mean, if you're an auto adjuster and you have not gone to a shop and seen what it takes to repair a car, you owe it to yourself and your understanding of claims to do it. And so basically, I mean, look, I don't want to do like a blanket statement that everybody listening needs to do this, because some of you specialize in different things, and I totally understand that. But if you are selling auto insurance, or if you are adjusting auto insurance, this is something that you need to look into, because it's going to give you such a deeper understanding of what's going to go on with the vehicle. And how these things get damaged, because you and I we've all had this, unless you just started, you have had the conversation where the customer, okay, like the at fault person who rear-ended somebody else is like, I don't understand how it's that much. I just bumped the dude, or whatever the case may be. Or, how did it end up costing this much? And if we have an understanding of what happens to a car, in an accident, and how it's got to be repaired, we're going to have a much better answer to that. And if we have a much better answer to that, then customer satisfaction is gonna go up. All right. This goes back to our previous conversation about a couple of episodes ago about, why is the initial inspection different, than the final inspection? Why do we need supplements? It's because we have no idea what's going on underneath the panels. But once we pull off those panels, you can see how the accident has rippled through the car. And maybe it is just on the panels. Maybe it is just on the bumper. Maybe it all got absorbed right there. And maybe not. And maybe the adjuster's looking at the outside and saying, okay, that's, that's the bumper. And that at this point looks like it. And then you take that thing off and you see that accident has shifted a lot of the stuff that's inside forward, and it's all got to be fixed. These are things that unless you know what's going on, that is not going to make total sense to you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me good? That is weird. My cellular was just turned off and my Wi-Fi got turned on. It was like the two switches. I had to go in the settings, and I'm like, why is my cellular off? I was just using it.
Well, I've already done half the rest of the episode. I I didn't think that we were going to get to go forward with it. But basically what I was talking about when you jump back in is just if your experience with car repair is that your AC went out, or the engine's making some kind of clunking sound, then that understanding is not going to translate into body repair because of a car accident. And so this is something as agents, as adjusters, that we need to be familiar with.
Yeah. My whole experience with the body work goes back to finding the part that's damaged, seeing if you can find it in the junkyard, and finding a good body shop that can not mess you over and fix it for way cheaper than you're getting told somewhere else. That's like the extent of the knowledge that you need to have to survive while getting your car repaired, and then finding out that that's all wrong.
Wait. Hold on. Are you telling me you're the guy who has like the blue car with the red door?
No, we painted the door, but it only was red for a little bit. But right. it's still, the same whenever your buddies are going, okay, the insurance company's trying to mess you over. So this is how, this is what's going to happen, and this is what you need to tell them, and this is what you need to do. And it's just all wrong, because over time things change, just like your insurance company changes, and how you handle claims changes, and you have to make sure that they understand how things are handled today, and it's better for them.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So, but besides the encouragement. Besides the encouragement to make this a topic that you learn about, I think just imagining the conversation with the customer, having no idea how this process works versus having a good idea of how this process works is night and day. Because I've gotten this from agents. I've certainly gotten it from customers, because look, customers are not supposed to know this process. That's why they hired us, right?
That's right.
So, there is no reason, unless the customer's had body work done before, there's no reason for the customer to have this knowledge. And so the customer is going to be, unless somebody sits down with the customer and explains this is how this is going to work, the customer is going to be concerned, and the customer is going to be confused. Why is it that the inspection said this amount, but then there's a supplement? Why, was the inspection incompetent? Why is this taking 3 weeks to fix? Why is it when I bumped somebody's car in a parking lot that all of a sudden we're paying out $1,000 to get this repaired?
My friend Johnny was right that I got your estimate, and you're trying to put aftermarket parts on my new BMW.
Right, yeah. Yeah. And so having a really good handle on this process is going to be the difference between your response. If you're an agent and they're walking through into your office and saying, "Hey, why is this costing so much? Why is this taking so long? Why was the initial inspection so off?" You saying, "Yeah, you're right. Let's go. Let's, clear this up. This is clearly taking too long, or, this is clearly costing too much money. Let me call the adjuster and yell." And then you get explained that you don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong. And the customer has the takeaway of that of, you sold them a piece of paper and a promise weeks, months, years ago, possibly decades ago. And now it comes time for you to come through on your promise, and you don't know anything about car repair, or the other option that they're going to think is, my agent took my side. I'm so happy about that, but man, he just has no pull with claims department at all, because they wouldn't do what he told them to do. Why am I paying him so much money? It's a lose-lose.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're losing face with the customer, and losing a really good opportunity for them to walk away from this thinking more highly of his agent and telling everybody he knows, "Oh, my agent handled this perfectly. You need this agent. Give him a call."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Cause the other option there is, if you know what you're talking about, is, all right, let's sit down. What's going on? Okay. This happened. Now, what we're not seeing underneath is this happening going on here, or, that totally makes sense that bumper cost $800 because they're basically pieces of plastic that, if you puncture, you've got to replace. Or, body work actually takes a lot more time to repair versus like a mechanical problem. And that's why when I sold you this policy, I insisted on giving you rental coverage, because I know how long these things can sometimes take. And you know what? You've actually solved the problem by just explaining what the problem actually is. And the misunderstanding was really the heart of the problem.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Just like you said, telling them what you sold them to get them through this situation, calming them down and saying, "No worries, this is how the process works, and this is the way it's going to turn out," is golden, because you're talking to them at one of the worst times in their lives. Their life just got turned upside down, and all they know is that number I keep staring at, that's in my wallet, on my dashboard, on my refrigerator, that I never call. That's my get out of jail free. That's my fire alarm. I'm calling it, and they'll fix everything. And if you come through that with, I'm not sure. Call the number for claims and see what they say, and let me know. That's not good.
Yeah, in the very near future, we're going to be tackling that exact problem, because and I told you about this. I ran across a review on an agent's page that somebody was upset about their claim, and the agent very properly responded to the comment. I say they very properly responded. The fact that she responded was proper. Nothing she said after that was proper, because it was basically that. It was like, hey, did you try to call your agent? It's like, oh, no, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. And it takes some effort on our part. It really does. It takes some effort on our part, but it's not that much effort. If you go down to the body shop and spend an hour there, you will get an amazing education. The video I'm putting together right now, it's for our subscribers, but I tell you what, I think I can, I think I have some good information in there that I can clip out and make its own video. And I will put the link to that in the show notes so that you can see a little bit of what I saw. I saw at the shop. And, if you're interested in that sort of thing, of course, the whole course is available. I've set it up to do exactly this so that, we as agents can do a better job when it comes to servicing claims. And when we do a better job, we get happier customers. We reduce the risk of E&O. We get better renewals, and we actually increase the amount of premium we're getting per policy, because as soon as we understand coverages properly is when we start explaining it properly. And when we start explaining coverages properly, more customers get that rental car coverage, more customers get towing, more customers get higher liability limits, and you end up with a better policy. And so, of course, that is available. It's, it was, I know last I counted, it was over 70 videos long and 8 hours in length. But, if you want the really high the quick bird's eye view of the vision here, please do check the show notes. It's going to have a link to to our ebook, 6 Insurance Claims Pitfalls and what the agent can do about them. That's going to give you a really good overview of how you can be stepping up for your customer, making sure the customer is satisfied through the claim process, making sure the customer knows what's going on, and therefore earning a customer for life. That's the goal. And that's going to give you a really good introduction. It's a quick read. It's really excellent writing. I know I wrote it, but Melvin, say it was good writing.
I think you're doing a great job patting yourself on the back right now.
It's a good book. Please download it. It will provide you with great value. And so, I think that's fair to say. And I'm done patting myself on the back for right now. Goodness.
It is a great book. It's something that, you really are never done honing your craft, and to find, just this much knowledge in one place, to help you, put more money in your pocket, hone your craft, get looked at better in your community. It's just great.
Right. And that's what we're about. Look, I mean, Mel and I are doing this because we have not finished learning, and we want to learn along with you. And so, please jump over to our website. It's covered.net. Get engaged with the show. For those of you who keep coming back each and every week, we've seen it already in the download numbers. We know that you're there. We really appreciate you. For those of you who are listening for the first time, please stick with us. Our goal is for all of us together to get better at this career, because what we are doing matters. So many people think of us as just the person who provides the stupid little piece of paper that the state requires. And they think that until the worst happens. And when the worst happens, all their friends and family gather around for emotional support, but we're the ones who come with the check. And that's huge. And that's what we're doing. We want to make sure that the check that we're going to bring is going to make them whole. And so this week, do not underestimate the importance of your job. Do not take it for granted. These people that you're talking to, they don't know that they need you. Sometimes they don't know that they need you, but one day they're going to need you. And so you treat today like it's that day. You treat today like you're going to have to deliver that check, and you're going to have to explain to them why it's the amount it was. And so, don't cut corners with them. Take the time, explain the coverages to them. If you're an adjuster, it's a job for you. I know you get 100 claims a day. I hope I exaggerated there, but some of you that might actually be true. You get so many claims, and it's overwhelming. I know, I've been there. Mel has been there. We know it's overwhelming. But for the people you're talking to, it's overwhelming for a completely different reason. Do not forget that. You are critical to their well-being, their lives right now, today. And so let's go in there and let's act like it. We really appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. We will catch you next week.
Bye-bye.